know I am 1 minute early, but I need to go on here and make sure that we're here and get all of that set up. Turn the sound down so that we don't hear it in the you know, like an echo. There we go. I'll get it out. So I'm a little tongue-tied today. What's new, right? So anyway, welcome to my new studio. Well, it's not new. It's just been moved, and so this is where I am now. And let me see. You guys don't want to see in that other room there. So let me see. There we go. So it's just been moved, and this is where I work now, and it's working pretty good. So I'm happy with it, and I'm organized. So I'm finally organized, kinda, mostly. So anyway, so thanks for joining me today. This is Lunchtime Stamping at Noon with Tina. I'm Tina Carini. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Byron, Georgia in the United States. So hey Chris, glad you're here. So today's live is going to be a little bit special. I'm going to do a 5-card live class. So we're going to do 5 cards. You can get the make and takes for the 5 cards by purchasing a minimum of $35 or more before tax and shipping, and then I will mail them to you for free. So I think you're going to like them. They're really, really cute, and they were a lot of fun to make. And I know that you're gonna have a lot of fun making them too. Like I said, they're easy. So all the cutouts will be there, all the cardstock, the designer series paper, the ribbon, all of that is already cut for you. You will just need the stamp set. The stamp set that we're using is Holly Jolly Wishes. So it's an adorable sentiment set. I love it. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm going to be using it a whole lot more too. And then the dies that we're going to be using is Christmas Trimmings dies. Stitch So Sweetly, you guys know that's my favorite. You can use them for anything, anytime. And then our layering circles, and they're awesome too. So let's see, what else do I need to mention? I don't think there's anything else to mention. Oh, you guys see this right here? That's my boo-boo. I got that from being in Colorado because the air is so dry there and it's windy. So by my second day, my lips were so chapped, and dummy me, didn't get chapstick to put on them. And by the time I got home, this one had blistered, and then I had another spot here that blistered, but this one blistered really bad, and it didn't help much that I caught my fingernail on it the other day. So it made it worse. But it's healing and it's gonna get better. I just look like I got a black dot on my lip. But anyway, so could have been a lot worse, right? So I had a great time in Colorado with my grandbabies, and I was really worried that the 2 little ones, the babies, wouldn't remember me, but they did. So I was so thrilled, and I teared up with tears of joy because Elena, who is 2, I think she's 2, I can't keep up with them, she was just so happy. And as soon as I said Chunky Monkey, because that's what I always used to call her before they moved, was Chunky Monkey, and she got so excited and was huggy, and we danced, and we had all kinds. She'll be 2 in December. Thank you, Nikki. And hi, glad you're on here. And then Ariella, I think she remembered me because she just smiled, kisses, and all that kind of fun stuff. So, oh wow, we just had a little interruption. I'm sorry, you guys. But yeah, Ariella will be 1 in November. So they're growing up so fast, and Bella is so tall now, and she was so much fun. She's so pretty. And Jackson, he's 6, and he was so happy to see me. He actually made it. He stayed up all night. Bella was half asleep, but what she did was she fell asleep in her bed because she knew that Harnoni was going to be sleeping in her bed, so I would have to wake her up when I got there. So that was a lot of fun. Ouch, it's a little tight here, just to keep you guys from seeing the rest of the house. But yeah, we had a great time, and Nikki and I, while the older kids were at school and the two little ones were taking their nap, we went up to Pikes Peak, which is, how tall is that, Nikki? Is it over 14,000 feet? I don't know for sure. I know it's at least 14,000. And that's all I got to say about it. I'm trying to figure out how to get the videos up without having to, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get them. They might be short enough to where I can just load them up to Facebook. But I took some videos of us going up, and I was in the middle of a panic attack because once we got out of the trees and into the rocky part of the mountain, there was no guardrails. I think there might have been one or two. And where the edge of the road ended, you might have had maybe this much space, and drop off, sheer drop off. And yeah, so Nikki's knuckles were white from holding on to the steering wheel, and I kept asking her if we could turn around. Can we turn around now? I'm ready to turn around. But I'm glad we made it all the way to the top, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was cold, but beautiful. I got a little dizzy. I think it was because of the air. It was like 17% less or something like that. But it was fun, and I thought that I would have a panic attack going down, but Nikki did fantastic driving. It was wonderful, and I wasn't as scared going down as going up. I think it was maybe, I don't know why, but glad you had a great, yes, me too. It was good to see the grandbabies and to see Nikki's home finally, and to see Ryan, and Ryan was a sweetheart during the whole trip. And so that was all good. 50% less at the top, 40% less at the top, higher than 14,000 feet. Yeah, so the oxygen level was not as much. So yeah, I got a little dizzy. So anyway, it was fun. Great time. Great time. Can't wait to go back and see them again, and for Nikki and I to do another adventure. Hopefully it won't be as scary as that one, but it was really good. Really good to get away. Okay, you guys, so I am not going to tie you up with all my jibber jabber. So I still have a makeshift, if that's what you call it, thing to hold my phone. So I'm going to try to connect again. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to try. It looks like we're getting a lot of interruption. Doggone it. Hopefully this is going to go through okay. For the fourth time or the third time, I'm going to try to flip us down. So you guys just be patient with me. I'm hoping that I don't hit any buttons, and I am hoping that it's going to be okay. So we've got that. Let me flip this around. Let me get this in here. Here we go. Okay, I got to just watch everything, make sure that nothing tumbles over. And it may. It just might. Okay, so you guys, when you place your $35 or more orders, please use the host code 2BJTJLX2 so that I know that you want this 5-card make and take. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let me put my readers on so I can see again. I use the Holly Jolly Wishes, and for all the sentiments on our cards. Oh, before we get started, I did forget something here. I always share cards, handmade cards that I get from my friends, and this was from one of my team members. This is sending you a dash of kindness and a spoonful of love. And let me tell you, I got this card at the most perfect time that it could possibly come. Things have just been a little sketchy around here, with everything going on, but we do have my dad in. He's all moved in now, so things are much calmer and going well. Okay, so I have not done a giveaway for anybody who shares, not for anybody, to be entered into a drawing to get a free gift from me. So next week I will do the drawing for anybody who shares this video this week. Just make sure that you put in the comments that you shared too, because sometimes it'll tell me I have so many people that shared, but it won't tell me who all they were. So if you do that, then I can enter you into the drawing next week to win the 2021-2023 in color jewels. These are absolutely beautiful, guys, so you're gonna want these. So please make sure that you share this video. Okay, along with when you make your purchase, I will also send you via email a PDF tutorial with the pictures of the cards and all the instructions and the measurements, and I may add a supply list to it. I'm not positive yet. So yeah, so this is the cards that we're going to make. You will get that emailed to you when you make your $35 purchase. Okay, so let's get started. I don't even know which card I want to start with. I think I'm going to start with this one. This card here I thought was really cute because, oh, and this is how you'll get them too. They'll come to you in the envelopes. The finished card won't be in there. Just your card kit will be in there. All the pieces that you need will come in the envelope, and then it will come together in a package. Okay, so this is the card. Hope you guys think this is adorable. I love this card. This card made me laugh because well, look at it. Tell me if you can see why. Because it says 'tis a season to be jolly, and then you got fa la 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 la. So I thought it was cute. Hey Carol, I'm so glad you joined us. Hey Charlie. Let me see, who all have I missed here that has joined on? Chris, I said hey to Chris, Nikki, Charlie, so glad. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, you guys, so much. That just helps us get out there so that we can share this love of card making. Let's see. Okay, so this is a card. Let me move this up some. So what I've got is, oh, this is Old Olive card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So it's just a half a sheet of cardstock. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold that at the fold line, not the forward line. I'm gonna give it a nice little crisp fold. And then I have my layer. This is Old Olive as well. This is a 4 by 5 1/4, I believe. Then our designer series paper, and I got my trusty ruler here. I think this is 4. Should be, oh shoot, did I do something wrong? This should be, oh, I forgot to trim this down. That's what I did. Huh, good thing I got this here so we can just do that right now. Trim that down to 4 inches. Let me make sure that it is at 5 1/4, and it is not. Wow, I forgot to do that. All right, so there we go. Now it's right. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. This is 4 inches by, I think it's 1.5 inches. So let me see here, 1.5 inches. And then that is gonna go across here, but not yet. We have to do our stamping on this. This piece here is the inside layer for the inside of our card. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Then we have a circle that we die cutted out of using our layered circles. So this is the one I used. And then our red, this is real red. And I just used the layering circles, the scalloped for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these out of the way. I believe I stamped them using Old Olive ink. So we will use Oh, great. Thank you. So the designer series paper that I'm using here is the Heartwarming Hugs that you can find in the, it's a carryover favorite from last year. You can find it in the mini catalog. Let me just show you real quick here. It's back here. You can find it on page 57. I absolutely love this paper, so I was like really excited when it carried over. So it's right here. And this sentiment, the Heartfelt Wishes sentiment, is, they're beautiful too. They are really nice as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, let me get a piece of computer paper here that I use for my scrap. So I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna open up my old olive, and I'm gonna take my stamp set. You guys will be so proud of me. Guess what I did? Look what I did. And I think I even got them on straight. So hey, there's some improvement there, right? So all I'm gonna do is just ink this up, and I am just gonna randomly stamp this. Oops, shoot, I got a little heavy-handed there. That's okay. It'll be all right, right? Just kind of just stick them wherever you want them to go. There is no special way. You can even put them upside down if you want, however you want to do it. So that's good enough for right now. So just kind of give you guys the idea of how to do it. That's all. Okay, so I hate that I did that. That will bug me, but I'm going with it. Okay, so then what I want to do next, and this is optional, you don't have to do this, but Wink of Stella is fantastic, and I don't know if I'm gonna, oh shoot, have enough. I had to add a little bit of alcohol to it just to kind of get it to where I can at least do this card. And I'm just tapping it is all I'm doing. I just squirted enough through there just to tap it, and then that gives it a little bit of shimmer. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I hope that you can. It's really pretty. It just adds a little something something to it. So hey, Lynette. So now I am just going to put a little glue on that, and I'm going to put that right across the middle. And I'm going to try not to get ahead of myself on any of these cards and forget a step. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take my white crinkled ribbon, and I'm going to wrap this around here. And if you wanted to, you could take your Stampin' Blend markers and you could color it, or you could stamp on it too. I think that's a really cool technique too. You just take one of your stamps and ink it up and just keep stamping all over it, and that's like really cool too. I didn't need this much ribbon, but it will be okay. One thing I still have not found, and if Nikki is still on here, I don't know, she's got 2 kids that sometimes she has to go, but when she was helping me put some things and go through some things when she was here, couple weeks ago, I found something that I didn't even know I had, was like the reverse little tweezers that kind of hold stuff for you, and I don't know where they went to. So Nikki, if you're still on here and you know where you put those, please let me know, because they would come in handy. So all I did is just give that a trim. I gave that a faux bow, just tied it into a knot, is all I did there. And then we're gonna bring in our little circle that I've already die cut. We're gonna bring in our sentiment, 'tis the season to be jolly, and we're gonna use Real Red. So I'm gonna open up Real Red, and I'm gonna try to get this on here straight. This is the red rubber. So sometimes it's really hard to see where you're stamping. Well, not really, it is hard. So my head may get in the way because I'm trying to see, and I've got somewhat of a glare. The good thing with when you're stamping on a circle is if it's not completely straight, you can turn it and it'll be straight. The only thing is I got it more that way, but it's gonna be just fine. So you guys get the idea. and that's what's important, right? Okay, so, and it'll still be cute, and it's handmade and not computer made or whatever you call it. It is handmade, and that makes it extra special. All right, so I've got that down on there. Now I'm going to bring in some of my dimensionals, if I can find them. Okay, so we've got some dimensionals, and I think I only really need two, I think. So we'll put there and there. Take the backs off of these, and then that is going to go right like so, just like that. We can fix our bow up a little bit better. There we go. All right, then what I'm going to do is you could glue this down straight down with your liquid glue or your tape runner, whatever your favorite glue is. But I am going to use some glue dots. And the reason why I'm going to use glue dots is because I want to give it a little bit of a lift, but I don't want it to have so much lift as you would get using dimensionals. And the reason why is because the post office, at least where I live, is starting to get a little bit picky on the thickness of your cards. So I want to keep them to where they don't give me a hard time. I've had a couple of cards come back to me that did not have enough postage, and they weren't any thicker than some of my previous cards. So I'm just doing that. But you can always put dimensionals on yours, or you can just glue it flat. However you want to do yours is perfectly fine, because it is your card, and I want you to make it just like you want it. Okay, so I am just going to put a couple of these on here. Is all I'm doing. Just like that. That's good. Okay, so then we're just going to put that right side up. Kind of center this the best we can, giving an equal edge all the way around, which it's not quite, but it's close enough for me. All right, that's good. All right, so then all we got to do is just glue our inside. This is where you would decorate your inside. You could stamp another sentiment in the inside. If you purchase the Designer Series paper, you could use Designer Series paper. Or if you have another Christmas stamp that would go along really nice with it, you could use that too. Okay, so there we go. There is card number 1. All right, let's put those aside. I am going to stick that right in there. Move this over here. Now let's see, card number 2. I think this one is really, really cute. And let me tell you, I think that I didn't use it because I don't have it, but if I did have it, I would have used it on this card, because I think that it would really be really cute. And that is the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. It's got musical notes and stuff, and you could find that in your mini catalog as well. And if you need a mini catalog or an annual catalog, please let me know. I will be happy to send you one. Just private message me that. Hey Megan. So it's right here. It's on page 42. So let's take you over there real quick to that. So 42 this is the folder. You can't really see it very well, but it's just musical notes. It looks like a music sheet. And I think that that would be an extra add-on to make this card pop even more and step it up a notch or two. But it's really cute the way that it is. I've got Granny Apple Green cardstock. And again, this is just a half a sheet of cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to fold it at the score line, and then we are going to give it a nice little, maybe a nice little crisp fold here. So just like so. That's good enough for me. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper. Again, this is, I believe this is from the Heartwarming Hugs. This is 2 inches by 5.5. So it's going to go right across the top here. I am going to go ahead and adhere this down you will see how easy this card is to make and how cute it is. And anyone, including myself, would love to get this card. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just trying to give an even little border around the bottom. So can you see I just left a little bit there? All right, you can leave as much, or if you don't want to, you don't have to at all. All right, and then the next thing we're gonna do is maybe, oh, I didn't cut a piece of ribbon for that. So this is, again, we're using the crinkled seam binding ribbon. That's the true name of it. We're gonna wrap this around and then we're gonna tie a bow. And you can tie a knot if you want to. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your card. Okay, so, but I'm gonna tie a bow for this one. So we're gonna just do just like so and wrap this around. See where that little thing would do me some good. I guess she's off because I haven't seen her answer. So she probably had to go chase the grandbabies around. I might use a glue dot just to do this because I really do struggle with holding something down with two fingers and tying a bow at the same time. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard, but it kind of is. For me, especially live when everybody's watching you. So yeah, I'm gonna use a glue dot because we're not gonna kill a lot of time on tying an easy bow, right? So I'm just gonna roll this. I'm gonna stick this right here. It's pretty much where I want it, so I think I'm gonna be safe. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be safe. Let's put it that way. All right, so now we're gonna tie this bow. This should go really easy, I hope. There we go. Easy peasy. And then we're gonna just give this a little trim and give this side here a little trim. And there's our bow. Now we need our sentiment, Jingle All the Way. So I have a piece of real red cardstock and a piece of basic white cardstock. And I am gonna find the Jingle All the Way, which I think is this, nope, this one. Jingle All the Way. We're gonna use real red and we're gonna ink this up. I probably should punch this out and then stamp it, only because, don't ask me why. My mind just went blank. Don't you hate that? Okay, so we've got that. We're gonna bring in, I believe this is the rectangular postage stamp punch, and we are gonna punch that, just like so. So there we go. So now we're gonna punch the real red out as well, just like so. All right, we don't need those. I'm gonna cut this in half. So we're just gonna take this and cut this right in half. And then I'm just gonna adhere each piece to one side of the of our sentiment. So just like so, I'm gonna try to line this up so that you don't see the red. I need more glue though. Let's see here. I'm gonna do it just like that. Just like that, okay? And then I'm gonna take this side here and do the same thing. All right, so I know that I want it to be right about there, just like so. Move that around, oops. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it is gonna be okay. Just to give it a little extra something, something. That's all we need it for. Okay, so then we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back of that as well. Right here they are. I'm gonna put one on here, one here, a forgot how I did it. I'm gonna put 4 of them on here, just like so. Like that. Probably don't need that much, but that's what I'm putting on there. Okay, so where is our card? Here it is. And then we're just gonna center this right over that. Jingle all the way. Now, what I used on this was some of the green Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I know this green doesn't match or coordinate perfectly, but I think that it looks really cute with it, so that's what I used. Okay, just like so. We can fix our bow a little bit if it bugs us. Fix it just a little bit here. I'm not gonna take a lot of time. I think you guys know how to tie a bow and fix your bow. There we go. All right, so then we just need to put the inside to this card as well. And we're just gonna stick that right in there, just like so. And I'm okay with that. And there we go, there is our second card. So what do you guys think? Make sure that you put in the comments which card is your favorite ones. Okay, so that's that, jingle all the way. All right, so we're gonna put those right in here, just like that. And then we're gonna do, I think we'll do this one. So this one, I love this one too. This one's so pretty. My favorite one I think I'm gonna save for last. Isn't this cute? So what we've got is a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and it is again 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just gonna give that a fold, take my bone folder, get that a nice little crispy fold. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp on this. I'm hoping that I can stamp straight. What did I use? I think I used Merry Christmas to You, and I think it's this one right here. And I used Real Red again, so we're gonna bring in Real Red. And now this designer series paper is from a different pack. This is Tidings of Christmas. It's really beautiful paper. It comes in a 6x6, 40-something sheets. So you guys, I just heard my dad is home, so I'm not sure if he knows if I'm doing a live. So he might try to talk to me. So I am just going to place that down and hope and pray that I got this straight. Wow, we keep going in and out. So there we go. So we've got that. Now I need to bring in my card base, and I have a Real Red layer. This is 4 by 5 1/4. That's gonna go right on top of there, but before we do that, I gotta wrap some ribbon around it. Then we have 2 pieces of designer series paper. They're just front and back is what we're using for this. So isn't this paper gorgeous? It's so, so pretty. This is Soft Succulent, and this has Evening Evergreen, Cherry Cobbler, Soft Succulent, Basic White in this. And because it's such little bit of the Cherry Cobbler, I think it goes fine with the Real Red, so that's what we're gonna use. So now what I'm gonna do is just clip up, and I'm gonna flag the ends. So if you have the Tag Tailor punch, you can most certainly use that to flag your banners as well. Whatever you have that you like, or if you still have the triple banner punch, you can use that. It's really up to you, or you can just do it the old-fashioned way, which is what I'm doing, and just clipping those right up like so, just to make little flagged little banners like. Okay, so this, and what I'm gonna do is line these where I want them to be, so kind of sort of like that. I'm gonna put those up there like so. All right, so I'm gonna run some glue along this right up here and just place this right where I want it. This is the easiest way that I found to do this. Just like so. So I know that by now you guys are wanting to place your orders, so you have until the 19th to place your order using this host code to get these 5 make and takes for free. All right, so then this is going to go right up here, just like so, and just like that. I think I'm going to push that up a little bit. And then I'm going to take our ribbon. This is beautiful ribbon. This is the, let me see what the right name is. It's the sheer ribbon in real red. It is so pretty, and it's fairly easy to work with too. I really enjoy it a lot. I think it's very pretty. And we're just going to tie a bow to, let's see, I might be able to, this one's not quite as slippery as the seam binding ribbon is. Just like so. Oh, my tails are going the wrong way. There we go. Just like so. And then I'm going to slide that right up to the top. Now if I want to, I can put, it's okay Dad, I can put a glue dot to kind of hold that in place if I wanted to. So I am going to go ahead, let me see, this will bug me, so let me fix that. Just like that, and then I'm going to give that a trim, give that a trim, and I'm not 100% really happy with this bow, but I don't want to fiddle with it too long, so it's just going to be what it is. Okay, so now all we got left is just to attach this. Again, we're going to use some dimensionals. So we're going to put a dimensional right here, right there, there, and one over there. So you guys know what I say about dimensionals. Dimensionals make everything prettier and just a little fancier. Carol, my dad is doing great. Thank you for asking. Okay, so he's he misses Margaret, but he's doing well. He does miss her. Okay, so let's go ahead. Well, I done trimmed that, so you know what? I done trimmed that, so can't fix it now because I'll never get it right. It'll be, that's a funky little bow there. I should have just redid it instead of trying to. Okay, that's okay. I'm not going to fiddle with it any longer. All right, so now we're just going to take some glue and we are going to just attach that straight down to our card base, just like so. And outside of the bow, there we go. So this is what your bow should look like. So again, you can place a glue dot on there, which I think I'm going to, just to kind of hold that in place a little better. Put it right like so. There we go. So there it is. Isn't that cute? Oh, we forgot. No, we don't need it inside because this is already white. So you can just decorate that inside the way you want to. And don't forget, decorate your envelopes too, you guys. All right. Oh, and I used the Stitch So Sweetly dies for the sentiment on that card too. All right. So 2 more cards. What time is it? Oh, wow, I'm doing pretty good here. 2 more cards. And we have this one right here. Again, you could use an embossing folder just to kind of step it up a notch or two for the real red side over here. You could use, you know, you could use the Merry Melody folder would be pretty too. You could use the winter. Meadow Moments is like leaves and stuff. Really pretty. It would be very beautiful to do that. Okay, so we're starting off with a not real red, crumb cake cardstock. Again, half a sheet of cardstock. It is 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, folded at the fold line. And we're gonna take our bone folder again, give it a nice crisp fold. And we're gonna take our layer, which is real red. This is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I am just gonna stick this right. Oh no, I did not want to do that yet. I knew I was eventually gonna do that. I am gonna use my silicone mat, you guys. If you do not have a silicone mat, it is awesome, especially just for this, because hot glue, liquid glue, tape runner, glue dots, any kind of glue does not stick to it. So it works perfect, especially when you do a boo-boo like I did, because I needed to wrap some ribbon around there and totally just didn't think about that. So this is Designer Series Papers from the Heartwarming. So I am gonna put this is 2 inches by 4 1/4, I believe. Pretty sure it is. So again, on the PDF file, it does say all the measurements on there. This will be on my blog as well. I just won't have the directions on my blog. I'll just show the cards and what I used. Okay, so then we have a piece of Mossy Meadow. I chose Mossy Meadow because I wanted just a little bit of a darker green, and that is what I believe is in this paper, is Mossy Meadow. So I am gonna just take this. On the back of your Designer Series papers, it always lists the coordinating colors in there, so that just helps you to know what colors you can use. I could have brought that down a little more. It's okay. Helps you know what colors to use so that it's perfect for you. And I didn't cut my ribbon for that one either. So let's go ahead. I am just gonna cut enough to wrap around. Again, I'm using the crinkled seam binding ribbon. I love this ribbon, so I use it a lot. When I run out of it, I get really sad because I like it so much. You could just do a whole lot. And like I said, you can color it with your Stampin' Blends. You can stamp on it. You can sponge it. You can color it any way you'd like to, really. My favorite way is either stamping on it or using my blends. My blends, it dries really fast. So, okay, so watch, see, look, voila. Okay, so we are gonna just do just like this. Wrap that around the center of the seam there. I probably should have trimmed this, but I'm going with it. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't stick anything sticky on there again. All right, so I'm gonna put some more glue on here, just like so. And we are gonna lay this right on here, just like so. All right, now, if you are using an embossing folder, you would want to emboss this piece before you put your Designer Series paper and your Mossy Meadow. You would do it before you would do that. Okay, hopefully that made sense. All right, so now I know I have my little sentiment piece here. This is 1 inch by, I don't remember, by 4 1/4. So I am using We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and I used Mossy Meadow ink on this. Okay, so when you make your cards, when you get your 5-card kit in the mail, you can use whatever ink colors you want to use. I'm going to stamp this more towards the left, but not all the way over, because I want room for my embellishments. So just like so. That's a little teeny tiny crooked, but I'm going with it. Okay, then I'm going to flag this end here. So if you didn't want your flag to be that long, you can always just trim this and trim it down as much as you wanted to, and then just flag your end of your sentiment. So just like so. Voila. And then we're gonna pop this up too. We're gonna pop this right up. Not like that, like this and like that. And then I think I got enough. And it's gonna go right across there, like so. All right, so you could put more on here if you wanted to, more dimensionals to make it a little bit more stable. But I think I'm good. And then just get it on there straight. And then we're gonna take our basic rhinestones on here, and you can use your real red to color them on here. And we're gonna put one there, and we're gonna put one here, just like that. And I think I am gonna stick another one on this end just because I think it kind of needs it. So let's just do that, just like that. There we go. All right, so there is card number 4, right? Yep, we got one more to go. Okay, so I know the colors are pretty, aren't they? All right, thank you very much. Oh, we forgot to put in our thing, but you guys know how to do that. Just glue it down, put it down. Decorate it first though. Decorate it first and make it all pretty. Okay, so here is my favorite one. Let me know what you guys think. This is it right here. I love this card. Okay. I love this one. I don't know why, but I just do. All right, so I did use the, what were they called again? They are called the Christmas trimming dies. I am gonna be doing a class, let me show you, on, it's gonna be a kits class to go, or card kit class to go. Not sure what the name's gonna be yet, but anyway, I'm going to be using the bundle, Tidings and Trimmings. You can find this in the annual catalog. It is a brand new set this year. This is what the card class will be on. So look for that in the next week or two. Okay, so we have got, use the star out of those dies. All right, so as if you guys couldn't tell that that was a star, right? Okay, so I've got Cherry Cobbler card base, 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and folded, and I've already burnished it, so we're good there. So I'm going to put that aside. Let me put this right here so that I can kind of keep my eyes open to make sure I don't get ahead of myself. We are going to be using the brushed metallic adhesive back dots on this one too for our embellishments, along with this beautiful ribbon right here, which is the shimmer ribbon. Some of you may already have this. You got my pumpkin, pretty pumpkin card class. You guys got half a roll of this in your card kit. So you may still have some of that left, but you will get a piece of this to make this card. Okay, so we've got our star for our sentiment. Let's go ahead and get that stamped. So we used It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and I used Cherry Cobbler. So we're going to bring out Cherry Cobbler, and we're going to ink this up. Ooh, it's really inky. Okay, so I am going to try my best to line this up right about there, I think. Not too shabby. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put that aside to dry a little bit because that ink was really thick. So we're going to bring back in our card base. I have a piece of soft succulent. This is in half an inch by 4 1/4, and that is going to go right across our card base just like so. So let's put some glue on there. I know the colors, I think that's one of the reasons why I love this card so much, is the colors are just so rich and striking. I want this to come up a little bit. I think I did it like halfway on this card. Oh, pretty close. All right. And then I'm going to take in this designer series paper. This is one of the sheets that is in the Tidings of Christmas. Let me show you that real fast here. I think I have most of them in here. I'm not sure, but I dropped them, so they're not in order anymore. But anyway, I'll just breeze through these. So you have, I think you get 5 sheets of each, and you get a front and a back. So isn't that so beautiful? And one of the embossing folders that you can get kind of has a leaf that looks like this, so it would coordinate beautifully with this. All right, so you've got that. Then you have this one, and this is Sahara sand. It's not crumb cake. Oh, that goes with that one. So maybe you get 4 of each. I think it's 4 of each. I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. You know what? I'd have to look in the catalog and see. Maybe you get more than I think you do. And then you have this one. Yeah, because there's a lot there. All right, maybe it will tell me on the back of this. You get 48 sheets, but it doesn't tell me how many of each. So anyway, you get 48 sheets. Then you have this design, and then that. Isn't that gorgeous with the little pine and the pine cones, berries, and hollies? And then this one, which we use, this one, remember, that's beautiful too. And then this one that we're using now, this one coordinates with the, oh shoot, the blue, the Misty, is it Misty Moonlight? Or was that one that just retired? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. You know you hate that when your mind just goes blank. Okay, and then this has cherry cobbler berries in there and holly leaves. It's really beautiful. And then this is that side of it, which is kind of like a chevron. And then we saw that one. And then we have this cherry cobbler one. Wow. And then you have that side. I love the stripes. Isn't that beautiful? And then that side. These are such rich colors too. We saw those. We saw this one. Told you I dropped it. It went everywhere. And I absolutely love this one too. I don't know why, but I love that with the little pine tree sprig things and the little dots all in the background is so pretty. And then the red striped. Back to the card. So we're going to put this right on here like so. I don't know why I keep losing my internet, you guys. I am so sorry. And then this is going to go right about here, just like so. Kind of put it on there as straight as we can get it. And then I'm going to take our gold ribbon, and this ribbon is well, it's a little longer than 4 1/4 because I was going to trim it because I kind of wanted it to be as close as I can. Now, I don't recommend using glue dots on this because I don't know if you can tell on this, but you can kind of, with this ribbon, you can see the circles. But I ran out of my tear and tape, so I'm just going to use glue dots again on here. But you can use your glue dots. They'll work fine. Most people probably won't even notice that it did that, you can see little circles underneath there. But I can just be a little picky sometimes. So let's go ahead. I should have put all my glue dots before I tried to do this, but it's okay. It will work. Put a glue dot right there, and just like so. And then I'm going to trim this off. So just like that. Now we're ready to put our sentiment on, which we stamped right here. And which one do I like better? I think I like this one. Okay, I am going to put dimensionals on there. I'll put one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. I know it's an overkill, but hey. Moving so really hope I can get my Christmas cards made. Oh, I hope you can too, Carol. I hope you can too. Just kind of work on them when you can, in between moving. Yes, the paper is beautiful, isn't it, Chris? Okay, so I am just going to put this right about there, just like so. There's that. And then the last thing we're going to do to this card is we're going to put our little brushed metallic adhesives. This is the gold. Then you have like copper, and I'm really not sure what that is, but if you look at it really closely, it looks like little cat eyes. Can you, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I know it's not cat eyes, but I think it's really pretty. And then we're gonna put another one right here, and then we'll put one right about there. And then let's glue the inside piece down. And we are done. So if you guys are watching the replay on YouTube, thank you so much for watching and joining us on YouTube. Again, if you make a $35 or more purchase before tax and shipping between now and the 19th of October, I will send you this free 5-card make and take in the mail for you. But you must use the host code LX2. I'll have that listed everywhere so that you guys can know where it is and where to find it. My channel, please do so by clicking that red subscribe button down below. And thank you so much for watching. And you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and these cards. I've had so much fun sharing them with you. Again, like I said, this is what I love to do, and this is where I'm my happiest. So let me bring these cards right back out to you again so that you can see them. And make sure that you comment which one is your favorite. So, an extra piece of paper. So we have, let me move this dirty scrap piece of paper. Let me move these envelopes. So we have them right here. So make sure that you let me know again which one is your favorite one. Thank you so much for taking time out on your lunch break to share and spend with me. Again, it was such a joy. And don't forget to purchase that $35 or more purchase so that you can get the make and take for these 5 cards for free in the mail. Okay, you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, if you share the YouTube video, you will be entered into a drawing that I will draw on next Wednesday's Facebook Live for a pack of embellishments. I did have them right here. I showed them, right here. The In Color Jewels, you'll be entered in that as well. Okay, you guys, thank you. I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. I always go, okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Bye, see you later, toodly-doo. And then I remember what I wanted to say. So, anyway, I don't think there's anything else. You guys are so welcome. Oh, thank you, Lynette. And again, it was my pleasure. This is my happy place. So don't forget to comment in the comments on YouTube and on here, which is your favorites. And remember, you can share this video even after you watch the replay. Okay, toodly-doo.